Alright guys, welcome to another WrestlingRumors.net Raw review. I'm here with Sam Daley at LadyNexus13 on Twitter. I am Adam. Guys, please make sure you're following subscribing to our channel on WrestlingRumors.net YouTube. Make sure you're checking out WrestlingRumors.net and follow us on Twitter at WrestleRumors. Sam, tonight we're reviewing Raw, July 6, 2015, Chicago, Illinois, Allstate Arena. Always ruckus.
Always. They're always a rowdy crowd.
And it's
a given.
We're going to get to a couple spots where the crowd was absolutely into what was going on. We're going to do this a little bit different tonight, guys. One thing I noticed is that a lot of the matches tonight had nothing to do with any other backstage storylines, any promos that were going on.
Didn't progress anything anywhere.
Yeah, so I mean, it was more to buffer the storylines, going forward. So I'm going to do a quick rundown of the matches. Sans the last match, obviously, we're going to talk about that in detail later on. But let's start off with the first match was Big Show versus Ryback.
Okay.
Ryback getting the win via disqualification due to Miz running in the ring. I'm saying Ryback with the win. I didn't hear who got called it. I think Miz hit Big Show first. At least that's what I thought I saw. So I don't know. I'm guessing that's the way it is.
All I have to say about this match is if it wasn't for the Miz, I would have had no interest in this match whatsoever. He was really what grabbed me in and kept me fully engaged into the match. Yeah, engaged in the match. Yeah. So
I agree, and that's what's great about this. It's not something that he just started doing. He's been doing this since even when he was with the whole shtick with Damien Mizdow. Towards the end there, this is where he started to adopt this. I like this Miz, and I'd like to see him all. There's something about it where it's entertaining to me.
Talk about the crowd being into something. Did you see whenever the entire crowd was pointed away from the ring and towards Miz, yelling at him that Cleveland sucks?
Yeah,
just the entire crowd. It was so weird. I don't think that's ever been done before, where you can see literally everyone in the crowd's turned to the side, away from the ring, chanting at someone during a match. And
it's funny because obviously I'm from Pittsburgh, and I still don't even really look at Cleveland as a rival, just maybe because I'm a Raiders fan and not a Steelers fan, I don't know. But I never even thought there was beef with Chicago and Cleveland like that, but maybe there is, I don't know.
I don't know, I just thought it was really funny.
Alright, moving on, we had Paige versus Brie Bella and the Bella Army. Brie getting the win with, I think she calls it the Bella Buster. It's basically an X Factor, guys. Sam, what did you think of the match?
I thought that the commercials they were showing for Total Divas had me more interested than what this match did.
Yeah, it was rough. It was not a good night for matches.
Paige had some good spots in it, but other than that, it really did nothing to progress the storyline on. It wasn't really that long. None of them had mics.
And in fairness too, I think we expected somewhat of a down show with big time moments because of the city. And I only say that just because of the travel back from Japan, and I don't know what kind of toll that takes on them, but I know if it took a toll on the toll that it would take on me, it would be hard for me to function, so I don't know if that plays a factor or not, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's the matches weren't really, they felt like more filler than anything else.
Okay. I'll give you that.
Now we had Roman Reigns. Now this one didn't as much feel like filler. It was Roman Reigns versus Sheamus. Roman Reigns getting a pretty solid crowd reaction from Chicago, and Chicago's critical about Reigns. So are they even starting to win over some of the more hardcore fans?
I think he is. I've been telling you that give it past WrestleMania and people are going to get over this whole I hate Roman Reigns thing. And it's pretty much showing now.
You weren't telling me.
I was telling everybody. I was like, no, people are going to hate him until WrestleMania, then after WrestleMania, people will get over it. And that's exactly what's happening.
Overall, guys, Sheamus gets the win via countout. We'll explain why in 1 second. I did think the match was somewhat boring. I mean, it did have its good moments. There was a nice little slugfest going on, but overall, wasn't as much into it. Although the crowd towards the end really, I felt like, brought these two into where they were really putting their A game out there.
Yeah.
So towards the end, it did pick up. But the countout did happen because Bray Wyatt comes out to interrupt the match, or so we think.
But it wasn't actually Bray Wyatt.
It was not Bray Wyatt. I can't wait to find out too. It's probably some
whoever it was. They have a bald spot really bad on the back of their head.
That's what
I saw whenever they took the wig off. They've got a tattoo somewhere on their arm and a bald spot.
It was a little lower, I noticed that. I like that the first thing you noticed was the bald spot.
Well, it was kind of hard not to notice.
I didn't notice a bald spot.
It had like a shining spot, like a glare.
But as Roman Reigns is beating up who we thought was Bray Wyatt all of a sudden appears on the Titantron, and he says, "Hey, anyone but you." And it's once again it's this message over and over again: anyone but you, anyone but you.
Yeah, I agree.
You agree? Anyone but you?
Anyone but you? No, I thought you said, did I like it? Yeah,
no,
I like
yeah.
it.
Okay, yeah. You were just like, yeah, I agree. I'm catching her off guard tonight, guys. Now, but after all of this is said and done, Sheamus is left in the ring, Money in the Bank briefcase, the return of Mr. RKO, Randy Orton. So we have Suplex City and I guess RKO City. Sheamus taking an RKO. Sam, what is this set up?
It's probably setting up a three-way. With Randy Orton, Sheamus, and Roman Reigns. Oh no, because Roman Reigns is with
right.
Yeah, it's definitely setting up Sheamus, Randy Orton.
Now here's something
we were just talking about the other day. Where the fuck is Randy Orton?
Right. And
so this is setting up his next feud.
And you know what? Here's what's interesting is that I'm glad you kind of got the names confused there, and I'm because I in a way have too. Because I really think that now this is leading to Randy Orton and obviously Sheamus at Battleground.
Mm-hmm.
And chances are it's probably going to roll over to SummerSlam. Chances are, although I think it shouldn't, I think Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns are going to float over into SummerSlam. For me, I would rather see Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton at SummerSlam, and maybe Roman Reigns and Sheamus at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
I think that's where. And so I'm hoping these are one-offs, and then they flip-flop who the challengers are. It's for SummerSlam.
Well, that's because Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt is a dream match.
And I think SummerSlam's a much bigger platform. Mm-hmm. So you're putting somebody against... And again, we're going to talk about this when we talk about Rusev later. Sheamus is still that heel that nobody likes. Because even Rusev, and we'll talk about him, is starting to grow on people in certain ways. But Sheamus is the one guy that nobody likes.
I forgot about the briefcase. Yeah. Just like before I used to forget about the U.S. Championship.
Right.
I forgot there was even a briefcase until he came out tonight holding the briefcase. And I was like, oh, I forgot he's a winner. Exactly.
So, I think at SummerSlam you could almost have, getting Roman Reigns, truly getting a crowd that is going to be anti-Sheamus no matter what. It would be a bigger payoff at SummerSlam versus Battleground. But I don't know. Who am I to judge on that one? So we'll see how the storylines play out. Then we have the inspirational Bo Dallas taking on Dean Ambrose, the Lunatic Fringe. Dean Ambrose getting the win via pinfall. For me, it was a decent match. For me, the biggest thing and the biggest highlight of it was the "Let's Go Ambrose, We Believe" chants that were going back and forth.
They were amazing. Really cool. I love that at the beginning he wasn't T-bowing, he was the-bowing.
He was the-bowing. I do like that.
I liked that. It was a good match. I like both of those guys.
I do too. I thought that I like Bo Dallas's promo in the beginning too. And he did talk about something we haven't talked about yet. He talked about Dolph Ziggler and some actions that happened to Dolph Ziggler, and said bad things happen to bad people. Mm-hmm. He said all he had to do is be a good person, and all you have to do is believe. So then we have King Barrett versus R-Truth, or King What's Up. Apparently, is he still going by it? Get a bullhammer off the top rope. R-Truth coming off the top rope. Sam, what did you think?
I don't know. I'm kind of over R-Truth coming out with the cape and the fake crown and the plunger.
The Burger King crown?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I like the idea and I like the storyline. Their matches have been good, but I don't know. It's just so super cheesy. He keeps coming out with the plunger and that fake stupid crown. Like 1 week it could have been funny, but now it's a couple weeks and it's a little overdone.
Yeah, it needs to stop. So then we have the Lucha Dragons versus the New Day. Primetime players on commentary. I did like that Titus O'Neil was doing an excellent job of commentary, by the way. Kudos to Titus O'Neil. And I liked that he kept yelling at them, why don't you guys do your jobs? Mm-hmm. No, I'm doing it now. Just let me handle it, or whatever he was saying. But we had New Day winning by pinfall. Sam, this is more of a progression, I believe, for Battleground as far as New Day, PTP.
Mm-hmm. I liked the Lucha Dragons' new outfits that they came out in.
The pink and black?
The pink and black,
yeah. It's such a great color scheme.
Smooth.
Yeah, such a great color scheme.
Yeah, I thought they put on a good match. They had some really decent spots, and then, like you said, it's probably just progressing the New Day Primetime Players feud to the next pay-per-view.
I'll take that. Now, there is one match left. We're going to save that, obviously, for last, though. So, let's get to some of basically the storyline aspect of what was going on with Raw. First thing, because this is a quick one that we can get out of the way, we had Rusev coming out. I know you're going to love getting into this. Comes out with Summer Rae. They basically cut a promo. He loves it. He praises Summer, says that Summer is very caring and submissive and
the crowd
very
responds
intelligent.
With, "We want Lana."
We want Lana. Chants go crazy. Ziggler and Lana then come out. Ziggler and Lana, obviously, Ziggler cutting his promo. And then a little bit of all hell breaks loose.
Das Boot.
Das Boot.
Yes, Rusev took off his boot.
Well, little do we know that it looked like that Summer and Lana were going to get into it, as the ladies like to say, don't make me take them shoes off. The shoes started flying off, and you thought we were going to see another cat fight. All of a sudden, Rusev attacks Ziggler, gives him gives him the super kick, real quick, takes the boot off. Rusev is fine. It was a setup all along. Sam.
Was it a setup all along, or was he hurt and just had to have it in that boot for a couple weeks?
No, I'm saying him coming out to the ring.
Oh, yeah.
He baited Dolph Ziggler out there tonight. So the plan worked.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was supremely entertaining. What did you think?
Oh, I loved it.
We also did get to see Summer Rae completely knock Lana, I believe, over the top rope.
Yeah, she just beat the shit out of Lana from behind, like a pussy. So.
Oh my god, you're so Team Lana, it's not even funny.
I don't like Summer Rae.
You don't.
That's such a cowardly way to attack someone from behind while they're trying to check on their boyfriend, whatever.
Yeah, it's called a heel.
Just get them from behind.
So great. It's so great.
You're such a bitch.
You disappoint me sometimes. For being such a heel, you disappoint me.
I love my ravishing Russian.
Now, a lot of what was going on tonight was based around Kane being on vacation. A lot of video, or I guess picture packages of Kane in different scenarios in Hawaii that were absolutely, to me, I thought they were hysterical. I don't know what the overall.
I like the one with the ukulele and the small hat.
Oh, there were so many that I liked. Why was the hat so small? I don't know. There was one, I think he was at a luau and he really wasn't impressed, maybe. There was so many I thought were just really funny. I thought they were well done. Mm-hmm. A lot was done was obviously with J&J Securities' $55,000 Cadillac CTS.
Oh my god, can we please talk about the camo?
I do, because
the camo detailing was a little over the fucking top, okay?
And I was
disgusting.
I was going to say that if you notice on J&J's road trip, it started at Hershey, went down to, I think, Virginia for a little bit, went up through West Virginia like a bunch of times. They made comment of it before it went up to Chicago, Yeah, they made a comment that Jamie Noble had to visit some cousins. I think that's where they were getting all the work done on the car. Where else are you going to get camo paneling? Listen, I've unfortunately spent enough time in West Virginia. I know that you can find camouflage paneling. It had the weird, like the chicks on the back of the car, the tailpipes. It said redneck across the top of the car. I like that they turned a $55,000 Cadillac CTS into about a $20,000 Cadillac CTS. That's going to turn up into about a $500,000 Cadillac CTS if WWE wants to auction that thing off later on. That we'll talk about in a second.
Oh, did you not see that J&J Security put it on Craigslist?
I did. Well, no, I did see something about that.
You that.
Okay,
yeah.
We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah. But I thought the whole J&J stuff with the car, with everything, I thought it was brilliant. Them stopping at Wrigley Field, them just driving around Chicago for a little bit. Can you imagine just being in Chicago and randomly driving past them?
It'd be funny.
It'd be hysterical. If you were a wrestling fan, you'd mark out.
Yeah.
You would mark out.
Of course.
Now, after all that, Paul Heyman opens the show, as Paul Heyman should in Chicago, Illinois, comes out with the Beast himself. Paul Heyman cutting another Paul Heyman promo, admittedly said so. There's not much really for me to say about it, guys.
He killed it. That's what you can say about it.
That's the thing.
Paul Heyman did what Paul Heyman does.
We know what he
fucking killed it.
We know what to expect. We know what to expect from Paul Heyman now. So, Paul Heyman absolutely owned this. I love the fact that there was just a certain point where it doesn't matter whether he's face, he's heel, no matter, he doesn't change himself at all, and he works either way. And not a lot of people can do that.
I like that. What was I going to say?
I don't know. What were you going to say?
Brain freeze.
Brain freeze. I do like that Heyman.
Moment.
Blonde moment. I do like the one thing where Paul Heyman basically said it, and again, I don't really have to say much about it. He basically said, this is where, like I say, I sell you guys into the building. And again, it's promo 101. So for us to really go into detail, I was going to write quotes down and stuff, but it's like, It's a Paul Heyman promo. You know if you haven't seen it, you have to see it. You want to see it. So that's all that really needs to be said.
Yep.
But they basically did say that they're coming for Seth Rollins.
Basically.
And they're coming for the championship.
I like the 10 Commandments. Or no, the 11th commandment.
The 11th commandment.
Thou shalt not
thou shalt not, what was it? Thou shalt not provoke the beast.
Provoke.
Thou shalt not provoke the beast. Because this does come up several times. And I think we're going to be hearing it quite a lot. But thou shalt not provoke the beast.
I like that Paul Heyman came up with an 11th commandment.
Oh, it's so great. Paul Heyman just gets...
Because Paul Heyman is God.
Heyman's the man. Heyman's the man. And you are a Paul Heyman girl. So now we have Triple H and Seth Rollins backstage. Basically, Seth Rollins looking for a little bit of advice. Triple H giving him a little bit of tough love. Seth Rollins taking it as, you know what? Yes, I'll do the unexpected. I'm going to go out there tonight and call out Seth Rollins. Or call out Brock Lesnar. I'm sorry, Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
I'm going to call out Brock Lesnar.
Seth Rollins is calling out himself.
Well, you know what? At one point, he did tuck his leg in between his legs. So, in fairness to my own slip-up, I guess, Rollins were in the same pose. But yeah, this was basically, he was going to call out the beast because he said, thou shalt not provoke the beast. Thou shalt provoke the beast. So he was going to call him out. Him and J&J Security go out there with axe handles later on. J&J Security rolling out in that $55,000 Cadillac CTS that's completely camoed out. And they run their little shtick, another little promo. One thing I'll say about this, the one quote I liked, and then one nitpicking thing that I'll say, I love that he said, are you a beast, or are you just simply Paul Heyman's bitch?
I was actually going to bring that up and ask you, do you think that those are seeds to be planted? Because you've had this theory of them breaking Paul Heyman away from Brock Lesnar.
Well, I'm not the only one. I mean, I think that's something that's been talked about, potentially them, breaking Heyman off of Lesnar. I don't know. I don't know. It's tough to say. I think maybe.
Okay.
I didn't look into it that way.
Well, I didn't think it was like something like a straight up little seed planting, but just like a tiny,
subtle.
like little,
a subtle little
like
deal.
A subtle, subtle thing.
I could see it. I can see it.
A subtle little subliminal message.
Yeah, I'll buy it. I'll buy it. It would be nice. I'll tell you what. If that theory comes true, that'll be a nice soundbite to play later on down the line.
Okay.
Just saying, and if something did unravel that way. But another thing that I didn't really like, and I'm starting to not like this about every Seth Rollins segment, I just don't understand the Justin Bieber chant. And it's not. I know it's not because I'm too old.
Bieber.
I know it's not because I'm old. I don't get the reference. You don't get the reference.
Yeah,
nobody. I don't think on social. I've read social media, all ages. Nobody I know that watches wrestling. It doesn't matter your age. They get it. Nobody gets it.
I'm only like a couple years older than Justin Bieber, like 3, maybe 2, maybe 3 tops. So, I mean, it's not like I'm too old to get the reference. We're, like, the same age. I don't understand why they're calling him Justin Bieber.
I don't know. It's annoying.
They don't look alike. If it's because they look alike, they look nothing alike. It doesn't make sense.
I guess maybe if they're calling it a spoiled brat reference, but even in that, I think that's where the intent was.
Like, Seth Rollins didn't egg somebody's house.
No. I don't think he left the monkey in Germany. All the stupid
shenanigans that Justin Bieber gets in, Seth Rollins has nothing to do with that. So I have no idea why they fucking compare him to Justin Bieber. It drives me insane.
Yeah, it's just I just don't get it. I don't get it. It annoys me. I know every crowd does it, but that's proof that crowds will chant anything. Why? And that's why I like. Listen, I like that Ryback is getting more of a push or more of a crowd reaction than he's been getting in the past. It just, I don't like that everyone says, well, listen to the crowd chanting, feed me more. Yeah, they're also chanting Justin Bieber, and it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't seem to make sense to anybody. It's just proof that wrestling fans like to chant, and we'll chant anything. Criticize us for chanting, yes, but we'll chant anything. Now, as Seth Rollins demanded, Brock Lesnar does come out. Brock Lesnar comes out now with J&J Security holding axe handles and Seth Rollins holding axe handles. Brock Lesnar comes out. Paul Heyman rolls out what they call the fireman's crate that they have to keep just in case of emergencies. Brock Lesnar comes out with not 1 axe but 2 axes, and that's where I say run.
Yeah, it kind of looked like Brock Lesnar was Axe Cop there for a minute.
Yeah.
That was like my first
Thank you for the
thought.
Axe Cop reference.
But I'm just saying this right now. 3 guys with axe handles against 1 Brock Lesnar with 2 real axes. Brock Lesnar's chopping your fucking head off every time. That's Plain and simple.
And I just let's be honest. I don't think any one of us that's watching this right now, or sitting right here, none of us would ever want to just randomly run into Brock Lesnar anywhere. Let's just be honest with ourselves.
Let alone with 2 axes just over his shoulders. Like I never thought that Brock Lesnar could have been scarier than what he usually is. But he did, because he's got fucking axes.
So I picture, and this is all that I'm going to say about this, then we're going to move on to what went on, but I just picture Brock Lesnar now, like if he goes to like Home Depot or Lowe's and he has to pick up stuff and he's walking around. Can you imagine how frightened people are? Like, like just running away from him. People are just going down different aisles, and he's just walking around like picking up materials and supplies that he needs, but it's just, you gotta run. I'm running every time. That's survival of the fittest. I'm sorry. But anyway, so J&J Security go down and they try and beat down Brock Lesnar. That obviously fails. Suplex City to Joey Mercury on top of the Cadillac CTS.
After Brock Lesnar beat the shit out of the car.
Yeah, this was. Yes, that was after. I'm sorry, because Brock Lesnar with these axes, thank you for correcting me on this, completely demolishes the car.
He broke off the fucking car door.
Yeah, he
legit opened the door and broke it off.
And
then threw it into the crowd and kind of hit some people.
Pushed it straight off.
Crowd.
Yeah, we got to find out more about that too. So please, I'm sorry. It just... We need to catch up on the news with that, as far as, we hope nobody did get hurt in that, that incident. But it was amazing just how he ripped that car door off and then tossed it, because I made a joke on Twitter last night as we were watching in a bar. He threw that farther than I could throw anything living or inanimate. And that's just being honest.
You can't throw a baseball that far?
No, probably not anymore.
Oh.
No, not anymore. I'm old and beat up. Are you kidding me? No.
Baseball though.
Yeah. But after Brock Lesnar completely demolishes his car and takes it from a $20,000 car that Jamie Noble devalued and probably put it up for, and I know you said they made a joke on Craigslist, which we'll get to, but if they really wanted to auction it off, do you know the price tag, if they donated it to charity, the price tag that people would pay?
Yeah, I think the thing that was on Craigslist said it was going for like $100,000 or something.
That's insane. And it's going to go to charity too?
No, I don't know. I didn't pay that close enough attention. I don't even know if it was like a real Craigslist by J&J Security. But I mean, it had like a picture of J&J like in front of the car and shit. So
was it all beat up already?
I don't know. I don't remember. I was very drunk at the time when I saw it. That's all I'm saying.
Valid answer. So I like that. And the one thing I'll say is, and I'm glad that, and after this, guys, we get an attack, like Sam said, thank you for correcting me, Sam, we get this attack on J&J Security. Jamie Noble first getting put in a Kimura lock. They said he might have a broken arm. So it's going to be funny if he has legitimate broken ribs, and Jamie Noble, please get well. But now they're going to tie in a broken arm storyline. And I think this is where it shows that how great Jamie Noble is of a guy, because it takes a character guy to not only be able to laugh at yourself, but pow on to me too. Just make me as big of a joke as you can.
Yeah. Of course.
That's why Jamie Noble's great, and that's why you hate him.
I hate Jamie Noble.
You hate Jamie Noble. That's why I love Jamie Noble. You're a hater. That's why.
I'll take Joey Mercury any day.
And then after Joey Mercury enters Suplex City in the Allstate Arena by getting an over the top suplex. Yeah, over the top suplex onto the Cadillac CTS. I'm trying to get too many words out at once because I'm afraid we're running out of time. And then we get Seth Rollins basically running away after that. Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman standing at the top of the ramp. Sam, what did you think overall?
I thought it was amazing. It was pretty good.
I like that you're like, it's amazing.
It was amazing.
It was pretty good.
We pretty much broke down everything that happened before that, and then
it was great.
He beat up J&J Security like we all knew that he would. I kind of thought that he broke Joey Mercury's neck whenever he gave him that suplex onto the hood of the car.
Yeah.
It didn't really look like he landed that well. I was kind of
concerned for a second, but I think all was well.
I loved it. I loved how Seth Rollins just threw his axe at Brock Lesnar and ran.
Yeah, just threw his axe.
He's like, okay, nope.
Threw his axe, ran through the crowd, and he was gone. And Lesnar attempted to follow him, but Rollins was out of the Allstate Arena quicker than the AOL guy running on the
Yeah, Rollins is really good at cardio.
Apparently, yeah. It's all that, what's he do?
Parkour.
No, it's not parkour.
It's not parkour, no.
What's that stuff called? I don't know. CrossFit.
CrossFit,
yeah.
That's what it is.
As you guys can tell, I don't do a lot of working out, so Pardon if I didn't remember to call it CrossFit. So now, and it's funny. Sam brought up the fact that, you know, obviously we didn't do the show last night, and you know, we ended up going out. Finally had a night out for the first time since we went to a Ring of Honor show late last year with, you know, some friends of ours. And it's interesting watching Raw in a pub, in a bar, whatever you want to call it, especially when you have a lot of people in there that don't watch wrestling. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about this because John Cena, Cesaro. Let's take Kevin Owens out of the equation for a second. Yes, it started off with John Cena giving the Invitational. Then Kevin Owens answered the Invitational where he wanted to wrestle for the championship now. Mm-hmm. Cesaro came out and said, no, you cost me my match last week. He was about to tap out. I'm getting the match. Kevin Owens kind of cowers and leaves. John Cena and Cesaro, had a dive bar that people would never watch wrestling, completely going nuts over a professional wrestling match.
Yeah, they were. And
this is one, guys, where I think that when, and especially watching it again today, I want to make sure, because there was a lot of Raw we didn't catch last night, so we want to make sure that we, you know, went back and watched it. And this match was, you know, we keep using this match of the year thing, and I even made a joke about it when we did the review for Beast in the East. Mm-hmm. We keep, you know, saying match of the year, and how many times did John Cena match of the year. I think that this one, I was worried during the match that it was going to have like a screwy finish where we weren't going to get a true finish out of it. Yeah. We got a true finish. We got a fantastic match. We got something with Cesaro going from the giant swing into the sharpshooter into the crippler crossface. I'm sorry, the crossface. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but the crippler crossface. This match had it all from both guys. There was even a point where I thought that, you know, John Cena, it looked like a botch, but after a powerbomb, he went for a pinfall and he really couldn't get it, so he just kind of slid his hand up. Mm-hmm. Little organic stuff like that, for me, it seems more, it does make it more real. It's more in the moment. It doesn't make it look as perfect all the time, and I don't know. I just thought this match, when you have a bar of people that have no desire to watch wrestling, absolutely do a 180 and they're completely engaged in a match, I think you're doing something right. And because it had a true finish, I absolutely think that we should be talking about this for match of the year.
Well, what was that move that he's holding him upside down, straight up in the air? That he let go of one hand and was just holding him with one hand?
Oh, the hangman. Well, it was just a suplex where the inverted suplex, yeah, where he just kind of suplex, yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. That was my spot of the night. Too. Yeah, that was my spot in the night.
That was your spot in the night.
Mm-hmm. Just because I flipped out and I was like, "Look, Mom, no hands."
That yeah. At least if we're talking about
in my head, yeah.
I don't know. And even the botched springboard stunner kind of paid off in spades too, because they had a nice little interchange after that. So. There was something special about this match, and I think obviously the Chicago crowd, and that has to play a part. And I know a lot of people don't like us to say that you know, base everything off Chicago. Quit comparing to Chicago. Chicago this. I think when you have Chicago on the edge of their seat like that, where going in, we know John Cena is going to win, and that you know, belief gets suspended. That suspensive, you know, the disbelief or whatever. And you think, what if Cesaro does win this? You know,
no, I didn't think Cesaro was.
You didn't, but I'm saying just the crowd reactions that were going on with you know, just the back and forth. I thought it was amazing.
No, I mean the crowd was really into it. It was a really great match, but I don't think anybody believed that Cesaro was actually going to win.
And my thing is what if every city was like that?
Well, then every Raw would be pretty much somewhat good. Because then everybody would step their game up.
That's my point. Cities, step your game up. We need to step it up. Don't let Chicago, if you're tired of hearing about Chicago, step your game up. Look how much of an engaged crowd makes a difference. Because last week, ratings were down. You know, and I think this is why they wanted to give Cesaro another match with Cena. Because they knew that, okay, if ratings were down, whatever, let's put him out there in front of Chicago. Because Chicago will let us know, and if Chicago will, you know, if people don't know about Cesaro, Chicago will let people know about Cesaro.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like Chicago is the litmus test crowd now. Sam?
He can get over in Chicago, he can get over anywhere.
Now, finally, after we had signature move after signature move, and I'm saying signature because apparently they're not called finishers anymore, because it looks like signature moves are, even when doing advertisements for a Battleground, they're not called finishers. So we can't say, well, how come they only hit it so many times? They worded things a little bit differently now that it's not finishers, it's signatures. So I thought it was a signature and a finisher. They had two different ones, but apparently not now. But anyway, it took a top rope attitude adjustment to finally finish Cesaro off. Kevin Owens then comes out, tries to get the pop-up powerbomb. He eats an AA. He cowers. Cena and Cesaro left in ring. Cameras go off. So, John Cena cut an amazing promo. Really putting over Cesaro. And guys, say what you want about John Cena, but really since the Royal Rumble 2014, I've been absolutely, completely interested in everything John Cena's been doing. And I was an anti-Cena guy for a very long time. I'm the one they knock when they say IWC, the marks, whatever you want to call us. I've enjoyed John Cena for a very long time, and I think what he's doing right now is, and especially how he puts Cesaro over, after Raw went off the air, that's putting somebody over in front of that crowd. I think that not only is Cesaro going to be a made man, but I think that this shows really John Cena's true character. Yeah,
I completely agree.
Now,
I have the same feelings.
Now, what did you think about, as far as the match goes, what did you think about everything else?
Yeah, I thought it was a good match. It was a great show.
I like that
I don't know how many times I can say, no, I liked it, it was good, this is what I liked about it. You just keep asking me the same question over and over again. Sorry.
Trying to get her to talk more, guys, that's all. Alright, so we already know your spot of the night. Let her grade this event. This Raw.
B+. B+.
B+? Ooh, I'm not going to say that. I'll say C+. I'll say the crowd made it a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
The matches were lackluster, but I felt like everything with Rollins and Lesnar and the Authority was great. And I know we're running out of time here, and that's why Sam's wrapping me up too. So she's the smart one here, guys. All right, so guys, that's what we got on Raw. Make sure you're following us on WrestlingRumors.net. Make sure you're subscribing to this very channel. Sam, anything else real quick?
No, just go to WrestlingRumors.net for all the articles on basically everything that we talk about. And join us next week live for another post-review show. And guys, thank you so much for putting up with the tape delay on this. Thank you for delaying and giving us a night out. So guys, we will see you next time. Thank you.